Hey everybody, Jake here for Extreme Terrain, and in this video we're taking a look at the 6-inch I-Step running boards in black, fitting 2010 to 2024 4Runner trail models, as well as 2014 to 2024 4Runner SR5 and TRD off-road models. Clean and simple is the name of the game here, and if you're looking for steps like that for your rig, these are going to be just your speed. Featuring a high load rating, a large step pad, and a really agreeable price, there's a lot to like about these steps. When it comes to running boards and side steps, oftentimes simple is best. What you really need your side steps to do is to give you a stable place to put your feet on in order to access the cabin or the roof of your truck safely and quickly. And these I-Step boards accomplish exactly that. As the name would imply, the entire step pad surface is 6 inches wide from stem to stern, and of course they span the full length of your wheelbase. That means you've got a big wide step all the way through to get your feet planted on. Now, as opposed to some more stylized options, these are going to allow you plenty of access to the cabin or really any part of the roof. The entire thing is made of aluminum, and you've got these raised grips here as well, so that no matter how messy it might get outside, you're gonna have plenty of grip when you put your feet on them. And in a world where side steps and Nerf bars are predominantly chunky, angular, and aggressive looking, these are really thin and clean. In fact, from certain angles, you may not even notice them right away. Now personally, I like a subtle side step. The thin design here means that these are gonna give you the space that you need with a look that won't distract from the other elements of your rig. Now these are also super duper light. As you can see, I've got just one hand on it, and the hardest thing I have to do is keep it balanced between. But these are really light, you're not adding a ton of weight to your rig. Now these are not super duper off-road oriented because they do sit out a bit proud of the truck and they hang a little bit low. So they're gonna cut into your ground clearance a little bit, especially if you aren't running a lift kit. However, unless you're doing some serious off-roading, that's not gonna be much of an issue. It's the trade-off you have to make with these sorts of things. And while higher clearance options won't impact off-roading as much, they don't offer the same amount of access these do. So if you are driving mostly on the street or doing some milder off-roading, these are gonna keep your rig looking nice and sleek and give you plenty of access. Plus, again, they're nice and wide, so even in a parking lot situation, if you happen to hit something or something goes to hit your truck, these are gonna take the brunt of it rather than the rocker panel of the truck. And their durability is thanks to the construction, of course. Now these are made from T6061 aircraft grade aluminum, and I always sing the praises of that material because it's lightweight, it's corrosion resistant, and it's very strong. All good qualities you want in a side step. These ones in particular are topped off with a nice black powder coat finish for additional corrosion and rust protection. And of course you're gonna get all the hardware and matching brackets as well for a complete package, making installation a cinch. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. Price point for this product will be right around $400, and that makes these one of the most affordable sets of steps you can get for the 4Runner. Now, of course, you could spend a lot more on electronic steps or something a little bit fancier, but these look good and they get the job done and they don't cost a lot, and sometimes that's the best option. Installation will get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 2 hours to complete. Now this is a totally bolt-on job, no modifications required, so it should go pretty quickly. This is a totally bolt-on job that you don't have to modify anything on your rig to get these installed, so it should go pretty quickly. And again, you get all the bracketry and hardware you need included in the kit. With that, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the install process.
The tools required for this install include a ratchet, and 10 and 13 millimeter sockets.
What's up guys? Today we're installing a set of running boards on our 4Runner, so let's get started.
So now we're starting off on the front here. We've got one hole here and one hole here. On the center and rear, the second hole, instead of being up here, is just gonna be about an inch above the hole closest to the pinch weld. So you're gonna take your bracket, remember the longer one for the front, take your bolt with a lock washer and a flat washer and thread it into that hole. And then you can take your 13 millimeter socket and tighten it down once you got it into position. And then you can repeat that same process for the center and rear bracket and repeat the whole process on the other side.
Now once all of our brackets are mounted up, we can prep our running board to be mounted to our brackets. Now we have these bolts, they have a square head. They're gonna be sliding into the channel on the bottom of the running board. And then these are gonna go down through the bracket and we're gonna get a flat washer and a nut on the underside of the bracket. So we have 2 channels here. We're gonna put 3 of these bolts into each channel. Just line them up the best you can to line up with the holes in the bracket. You can always just lift up on the running board and slide that into place once you have it laid down. So now slide 1 bolt in, slide that down towards the other side, get 1 slid towards the middle, and 1's gonna stay on the end, and do the same thing in that other channel. And then we can lay this onto our bracket. So now just line up your side step. I like to get my bolts in the end bracket first, and then line them up in the middle. And then the end. So now hop back under, take a flat washer and a nut, and slide it onto those bolts. Now once you have those on, get those nuts installed on the other 2 brackets. I've already got them on the other 2. And then you can grab your 10mm socket and start tightening them all down. Make sure your side step's all centered from left to right before you tighten it. And then do the same thing on the other 2 brackets and repeat that whole process on the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the 6-inch I-Step running boards in black for your 2010 to 24 4Runner Trail and 14 to 24 4Runner SRS TRD Off-Road. Thank you for watching, and for all things 4Runner, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.